The communist Ash Sarkar insults Captain Tom Moore, and a leaked video shows Keir Starmer's anti-British views. Hello everyone and welcome to today's program. Most of you know who Ash Sarkar is. Ash, I'm literally a communist Sarkar. She's part of Novara Media, which is the left-wing version of this channel, but they just don't get as many views. She's also infamous for her radical hard-left opinions and how she's extremely rude to everyone. Anyone who she disagrees with. She's even insulted you guys, my subscribers, implying that you guys are basically stupid. I put the link of that video in the description. So at the end of this, make sure to check that out in case you haven't seen it. But yesterday, as you know, we lost a British hero, Captain Sir Tom Moore, who spent years in public service serving for the country and the people of this country. And also towards the end of his life, he did a massive charity campaign, managed to raise over £33 million for our healthcare workers. Everybody from all sides of the political spectrum were united for once, apart from a couple of people, starting with Ash Sarkar. She decided to make this a political event and go with political point scoring. She tweeted, there will be, she basically implied that there will be a lot of people who will be mourning Captain Tom, it's Captain Sir Tom, today. And she also said that these are the same people who spent the last year downplaying the number of deaths that we had by saying that they're mostly made up of elderly and unwell people, the vulnerable. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, firstly, that's factual. Yes, they are mostly made up of elderly and the vulnerable, including Sir Tom, who was elderly. He was 100 years old. And so I'm not really sure why, firstly, what the point of this statement is that she made. And she decided to basically now attack the people who decided to pay tribute to a British hero and saying that, well, you're not allowed to mourn the death of Captain Sir Tom Moore because you've been criticising government policy and lockdown. So lockdown skeptics, you're not allowed to mourn. That's basically what Ash Sarkar is saying. She continued by saying that you can't celebrate a 100-year-old man for doing something extraordinary, whilst at the same time brushing off 100,000 people who have lost their lives as if they wouldn't have also had more to give to their communities and their loved ones. Who is brushing off 100,000 people who have lost their lives? Who's doing this? Genuinely. People are criticizing government policies. People are also debating the severity of the virus. And there are a number of other issues as well, in terms of specific restrictions and the points of it, China's role, the WHO, and big pharma, and all the other situations that we are facing. I haven't seen anyone who's said that they don't care about the 100,000 people who have lost their lives. By the way, it's with the virus. That's what the data actually is showing. A lot of them were directly linked. A lot of them also just happened to test positive when they lost their life. That's a whole different debate anyway, but these people, obviously a lot of people came out to criticize Ash Sarkar. One person said this is just disgusting, just leave it, just bloody leave it for one day, Ash. True, Sean is right. Even people on the left, Paul Embry, who is a Labourite, came out to say that this is just daft. The overwhelming majority of those who died were elderly and unwell. The idea that stating this simple, that's the thing. So what Paul is saying, generally speaking, about the statement of, this is a fact that the elderly and vulnerable were the main targets, or still are. Ash Sarkar deciding to go with that to score political points is ridiculous and disgusting, and it's just not the right time. The issue that we have is that whilst we had a lot of people on Twitter, again, there's another person, Cal Dor, who said, Sarkar, do us a favour, have some decency, and pick a better time for this conversation. Or just, I'm not going to read the last bit. There are people, at least out there, who are decent, who stood up to what Ash Sarkar tweeted, but there are also a lot of people on her side, more communists. This account, Hassan Patel, with the Twitter handle Corbynista Teen, said, I don't want to see your Captain Tom tweets. If you don't understand that it's messed up, 100-year-old man who had to, it's messed up that he had to walk laps of his garden to raise money for an underfunded NHS. Yeah. I mean, firstly, is the NHS underfunded? No, it's not. And secondly, no one forced anyone to raise for charity. And this was a nice thing that he did. And he didn't do it for publicity. He actually wanted to only raise, I believe, £1,000 or something like that. And because his gesture was nice and people in his country are charitable, they helped him out and he raised over £33 million. Simple. Stop making this political. We have these people who are just basically, they're against our British values and our culture. And they find any excuse to do this, any excuse to target our values and our people. We got people like Siobhan Benita from the Liberal Democrats, who is now received her new passport, the new blue passport. And she said that, well, firstly, she tweeted, "My new black passport has just arrived." It's not, it's dark navy. It's navy. It's not black. My new black passport has just arrived. I will hate this document until the day it expires. #Brexit shambles. Siobhan, you're shouting at passport. Genuinely. The problem that people like her have with this passport is that it's not red, well, it's not burgundy, and it doesn't have the European Union on it. Because they think this is now some sort of nationalist thing. No, it's a passport of a country. That's how passports work. Every country, every sovereign independent country have their own version of this. I don't understand why they make a big deal, considering people like Siobhan and other Remainers like this one are carrying these passport covers that has the European Union flag on it and it says, "I voted Remain." So this person, my burgundy one expires in August, and my provisional driver license expires in March. I'll keep my black/blue passport in my "I voted Remain" passport holder. Oh yeah, because that's nationalistic, but then having the European Union flag is fine. This is just a move against everything that we stand for. This is the guy who's been criticizing, people with the Union flag. He has an EU flag in the background, in his photo. Why do you care so much? I don't understand. This is exactly why The Guardian actually announced that there's a leaked document, report from the Labour Party. It's an internal document. They told Sir Keir Starmer to start using the Union flag and be more patriotic and dress smartly to rebrand the Labour Party so we could get back all the working class patriotic Labour voters who have abandoned the party. So this has come out. So there are a number of issues. Firstly, it's fake, as in it's not organic in terms of what this movement is going to be like, the Labour Party. They're going to force the leader to use the flag so that they could trick the voters. If Sir Keir Starmer was actually patriotic, he doesn't need to wait for a report to come out to tell him to be patriotic. And we're gonna expose Sir Keir Starmer in this video, by the way, because he's not patriotic. But the reaction to this has been absolutely astonishing. Look at this one. Clive Lewis, one of our hard left Labour politicians, who, by the way, The Guardian has said one of Labour's leading ethnic minority MPs. I don't know why his skin colour matters, but apparently it does. He said that this is not patriotism, it's fatherlandism. There is a better way to build social cohesion than moving down the track. Oh, wow. So, okay, this is fatherlandism. Just imagine, that's a thing apparently. So there's a lot of WhatsApp messages that's been going around, a party official in the Labour Party saying that please prioritise the Union Jack header images, not the plain red ones, because we need to take back the voters that have now moved to Tories or the Reform UK, and that's what they want to do it. Now, this is the same Sir Keir Starmer, who's now walking around with the Union flag everywhere around him. But when you look at the history of this guy, we have a leaked video that was published by Guido Fawkes, the website, and actually shows the true side of Sir Keir Starmer.
I also got made a Queen's Counsel, which is odd since I often used to propose the abolition of the monarchy.
Yes, that's Sir Keir Starmer. He was a Trotskyite and he actually worked for a proper Marxist newspaper. He edited it. He was campaigning for it. This is not your moderate, like some sort of blur-eyed politician. This is his boss, and obviously he's now changed his tactic. He doesn't really talk about it anymore. But it's been exposed that this guy. I understand that a lot of people are not really pro-monarchy. Even people who watch this channel, and they're still pro-country. We have Republicans. We have people who just don't like the royal family. But there's a difference between people who are still patriotic and just want to change the system for different reasons, because they think that you should elect the head of state and make it political and chaotic like France and America, or people who are Marxists and actual socialists who want to do it for different reasons to bring down our system. The criticism continues because Richard Bergen, another Corbynista, came out to attack Starmer, saying, "In the biggest crisis in decades, this really is poor. Labour needs to start leading on a strategy to save lives, get out of this crisis, create a fair economy and rebuild public services." They just repeat the same lines over and over again. Dawn Butler also came out to tweet, "This is dying of embarrassment. I'm dying of embarrassment here because of the section of the document that said use of the Union flag and veterans and dressing smartly is a good strategy." Yeah, how dare you? Veterans don't matter. The flag doesn't matter. Dressing smartly doesn't matter, apparently, according to Dawn Foster. This is exactly the problem that we have. And finally, we have our favourite, Chris Williamson, who's I used to call him the Voldemort of the Labour Party and the Corbynistas. He's also said, "Oh boy, the UK Labour Party has been scrapping the barrel so hard since Sir Keir Starmer became the leader." The fact that they keep saying all these tweets, all these rogue MPs say Labour, the Labour Party. They don't say our party. They don't say this is our team. They're basically abandoning what they actually had. Sir Keir Starmer is not a patriot. It's not. This is a fake campaign. So Chris Williamson, Richard Bergen, calm down. It's okay. He's still one of you. He's still radical. And the rest of the country do not fall for Starmer's tactics. This is the same guy who lies on a daily basis. Today we discovered that his comments on the European Medicine Agency, the EMA, repeatedly he said in the past that the UK, with Brexit, we shouldn't leave the EMA. He said we should stay. We should protect our membership. And in today's Prime Minister's questions, Boris Johnson brought this up. Sir Keir Starmer said, Boris is lying.
And if it had listened to the right honourable gentleman, Mr Speaker, we would still be at the starting blocks because he wanted to stay in the European Medicines Agency, Mr Speaker, and said so 4 times from that dispatch box.
Keir Starmer.
Nonsense. Don't let the truth get in the way of a pre-prepared gag. Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister knows I've never said that from this dispatch box or anywhere else, but the truth escapes him. I've never said that. I've never said that from this dispatch box or anywhere else. But why would we want to be outside of the European Medicines Agency, which ensures all medicines in the EU are safe and effective? Let me give 3 without the details. The European Aviation Safety Agency, which deals with safety, the European Medicines Agency, and of course Europol, which I worked with for many years. These are the bits of the EU which we should be seeking to retain, not to throw away.
Oh yeah, and if you think that's not enough, we have the latest one.
We will also seek to maintain membership or equivalent relations with European organisations which offer benefits to the EU, such as Euratom, the European Medicines Agency, Europol and Eurojust.
Or actually, I think the last one was from his leadership campaign, but it doesn't really matter because he's been saying that for a long time, and then he came to Parliament, he lied, he claimed that Boris Johnson is lying, and then he tried to say that I never said that. So technically, he actually lied to Parliament. It's now been exposed. There are people now on Twitter from the Tory backbenchers saying that the leader of the opposition needs to come back to the House of Commons to apologise to the Speaker for lying to Parliament. So that's. I just wanted to kind of expose people like Ash Sarkar, who decided to use the death of a British hero for political purposes, and also this ridiculous campaign strategy of the Labour Party to become suddenly pro-Britain. To expose that it's not really real, it's just a campaign strategy, and do not fall for it. Thanks again for watching, and I want to say a massive thanks again to everyone who joined our live stream with me and Lacey last night. We do our regular live streams on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Last Saturday we had some technical difficulties, so we had to do it yesterday on Tuesday, but we're going to come back in a few days, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. as usual. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell next to it and click on all, not personalized, so you get notified, because YouTube is still every now and then unsubscribing some of your accounts. Don't know why. That's just what's happening. It's just the AI and the bots that are doing it from Google HQ. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.